Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Oh, here comes the truth. It's hard for everybody to swallow. What have I been talking about on this show for 4.5 years? Climate collapse. It's only going to get worse. You think I'm wrong? Okay. Well, Arizona farmers are now getting less water. First ever water shortage on the Colorado River will bring cuts for Arizona farmers. So we had, remember the Midwest drought two springs ago, 2019, there was all this flooding that destroyed like I forget what it was, like only 60% of the crops, like almost 40% of the crops were destroyed. And I'm like, this is a serious issue. Food prices are going to go up. Food prices went up. So I've said this before. The floods are going to get worse. The droughts are going to get worse. The ice storms are going to get worse. The heat waves are going to get worse. Everything's going to get worse. The hurricanes are going to get worse. Like everything's going to get worse. The brush fires are already worse. We already know this. I've done several videos. It's the brush fire season started in the West Coast of North America, all the way up through Canada. I mean, it's not just the US. And it's been bad. Record temperatures since June. I mean, it's been insane. 120 degrees in Oregon and Washington and Canada. Well, guess what is happening in the Southwest? This is in the Arizona Republic, recently August 16th. Announcing mandatory cutbacks next year that will bring major challenges for Arizona farmers and reduce the water allotments of Nevada and Mexico. So the Colorado River that feeds a lot of the Southwest states' farm country. So if farmers are making less food, our food prices are going to go up. Food prices already have gone up. You've already seen that, right? This won't help it. The declaration of a shortage by the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation has been anticipated for months and was triggered by the spiraling decline of Lake Mead, which stores water used by Arizona, Nevada, California, and Mexico, and New Mexico. I don't know if you know this, but California has a huge agricultural business. And it's, you know, you need water to grow food. I don't know. Maybe that's fake science. I'm not sure. But I kind of remember something about that. I think water, you need it to grow food, I think. I don't know. I just order on Grubhub, so it doesn't impact me. The reservoir near Las Vegas has fallen to its lowest level since Hoover Dam was built in the 1930s, and it's continuing to drop after years of chronic overuse and drought intensified by climate change. And again, this is just the Southwest, right? This is just a region of North America. The flooding, Greece, like we've had flooding, we've had other droughts, I've talked about this before, how climate change has exacerbated certain things like the Syrian civil war. We've talked about that on the show. The drought, there was I think a 5 or 6 year drought, I forget, that made a lot of the people in the farm community in Syria move into the cities. So it's not like climate change created the civil war. Obviously, the United States did, but it made it worse. We've talked about climate refugees. It's making it worse. We've talked about the rising sea levels that Florida, that building collapse is definitely due to erosion from rising sea levels. The Army Corps of Engineers in Florida wants to build a seawall, which won't work because it's limestone, so that it'll just rise up. There's 3 million people in Miami, in the South Florida area. 3 million people. Where are they going to go? Shortage declaration shows how severe the drought has become and how climate change is having serious effects on the river, which provides water for about 40 million people. So it's not just agriculture, which is obviously important, but it's water, just water to drink, to clean with, for, plumbing, indoor plumbing. What are we going to do? Grassroots is a great way to solve a lot of problems. It really is. But unfortunately, climate change has to be top down because it impacts everybody everywhere. And until there's just mass governmental movements, I don't know what we're going to do. This isn't going to get better. Farmers in part of central Arizona will face major cutbacks in water deliveries next year as a result of the shortage declaration, and they're preparing for the supplies to be entirely shut off in 2023. So in 2 years, the water supply for central Arizona is going to be shut off. Phoenix, the city of Phoenix, a couple million people in the Phoenix area. Just, sorry, gang, no showers come 2023. What is this? The reductions will force growers in Pinal County to leave some fields dry and unplanted while the state is providing funds to help local irrigation districts drill wells and pump more groundwater. Well, let's hope that works. What if that runs out? Because that's happening up in Napa Valley, which is wine country in California. They're having record droughts. And I saw a news story that a lot of the wine growers are just cutting all these grapes off because these grapes are going to waste. They're wine grapes and they're just going to go to waste. Because if they keep them on, they need to keep them on the vines longer to actually make wine. But if they keep them on longer, it demands too much water. So they're like, we have to save it. So they're just like, it's the worst they've ever seen it. And the fire season hasn't ended, by the way. We're still going. We still got the rest of August, all of September, and into October. Rainy season doesn't typically start till end of October, beginning of November in the West Coast in California, basically. Farmers in Pinal will see their Colorado River allotment reduced by more than 60% next year. So central Arizona is where a lot of the farms are. %60. So what happens with the cattle? What happens with the livestock? Any of the livestock, not to mention the crops. So just going to grow less food? I don't know. If you have a home and live in any of these states, I'd get rainwater catchers for starters. I'd start catching your own water. And I'd grow your own food. Because I don't know what's going to happen here. The story is actually pretty simple. River was over allocated, too much growth, huge drought, not enough water. You got to start cutting it off somewhere. And you look at California, all the sprawl of the spread, and Arizona just keeps building and building and building and building. Just keep building out into the desert, build out, build out, build out. Just developers want money and money and money. Hey, everyone has a right to have a big, nice home. No forethought, no thinking about long-term. Well, what's the water? We just tear down the desert, put some new housing community in there. How much water and resources are needed for that? That's how actually building up is better. But all right, just keep building, man. This will be cool. Like Vegas, just keep building and have big fountains in Vegas, like the Bellagio. They look cool. Big swimming pools and stuff. It's awesome. So what if we're not going to have enough water to grow food? As long as it looks cool and somebody's making money, right? Who gives a shit, right? Okay, here's map released Thursday, August 12th, 2021. This is the drought of the West Coast. So this is the brown is extremely drought, exceptional drought. Red is extreme. Orange is severe. And this is moderate and abnormally dry. Look at this. This, by the way, all farmland in California, exceptional drought. This is Arizona they're talking about. This is where their farmland isn't even as bad as this. This feeds most of the country. I mean, Utah. I mean, this is the Colorado. Look at this. Oregon. It's all farm. This is all farmland. All farmland. I mean, the best you can get in California is moderate drought down here. Abnormally dry. Yellow is abnormally dry. That's the best you get. This is Seattle, Portland. Oh, they get all that rain up there. No, not anymore. None. Where's white? Where's none? A little bit here in New Mexico. All of Utah. And that new climate report came out last week. Another alarming report. I was like alarmed when the one came out in 2018. It was like, we have 12 years. We have to get off of, we have to take drastic measures. And if we don't do that by 2030, it's too late. And that's why I was like, I went all in on Bernie, and he's a centrist. We know Bernie's a centrist, but his Green New Deal that he released in the summer of 2019, I was like, this is the best chance we've got. And he quit for Joe Biden. The Democrats responded to the latest UN climate report with business as usual. Their tweets said they were concerned. Their actions said otherwise. What actions are you talking about? You mean like when the democratically controlled Senate gave Biden an extra $25 billion for war? Military, number one polluter in the world. So more money for war, but how are we going to deal with this? Is there $25 billion? Are we outspending the next 10 countries combined on fixing climate change? That would be a miracle. No, we're spending it on war. We just sent more troops back to Afghanistan. We pulled them out a month ago. And then, oh, the Taliban's going nuts. Really? We've been there for 20 goddamn years. We've spent trillions of dollars. What have you been doing for 20 years? More war. We've bombed Somalia. We've bombed Syria. We've bombed all these places. We're continuing to bomb them. Biden has given more money to ICE than Trump. He wants to give more money to the police department, but we can't. Boy, well, how are we going to do this? Get some smart people involved. Spend billions of dollars on everyone in this state, especially the farmers getting rainwater collection, right? On, I don't know, solar panels on every roof, not solar farms for fucking fracking, because I know that trick, not digging up the soil, but on roofs, pre-existing roofs, get everyone collecting this, which actually lowers the temperatures in urban areas. I don't know. Spend $25 billion on planting tree. I don't know, something. How about a pipeline system so that when like the Midwest floods, we pipe that water here and in tanks everywhere and in the reservoirs. So when there's flooding in other parts of the country, then we store it up in the West. Right? We do mandatory things like, you know, the dual flush toilets. I mean, just everything. We got to throw everything at this. We're going to tweet, though. That's what they did. They do the good tweets. The tweets are coming, guys. So, I love a good tweet. Tweet, you know, I mean, think of all those laws AOC has passed from her tweets. Oh, right. None. Shit. I keep forgetting how government works. but we got more money for war. $1.5 trillion for the F-35. Huh? I wonder if $1.5 trillion, what that could do to help the environment. Why aren't we spending, $700 billion a year on the environment, on restoring the reefs and putting all these scientists to work and just people guy has a fishing ship. We don't need you to fish anymore. Right. Here's another job. Right. So I talked to some people some friends of mine that are, PhDs in marine biology, and they were doing reef restoration, but there's just not enough on a mass scale. The reefs are dying, the oceans are dying, which is bad. So this is one of the things you would do with rather than spending money on war, you go, all you guys out there fishing, you're overfishing. It's not good, but we need people with boats that know the local area. Let's say fishermen in Florida. So we need you now to take these crews out to help put the reefs back together. Stop fishing. We'll pay you a good salary. And you just move these scientists and reef restoration people out there. You got a scuba diving school? Great. We need you. Here's some money for that. Rather than fishing or whatever, we're going to put you to work because there's a whole infrastructure of people that would, again, all you guys building oil pipelines, you're done. We're now doing water pipelines. It's still going to put a lot of people to work. Imagine. How is a goddamn B student, B- grade point average, went to public school and a country club, University of Arizona down in Tucson, go Wildcats. I partied there. I got golf credit for in golf classes. I went as a comedy sketch troupe. I went to nickel beer night. What? I played lacrosse for a year. Come on. That's what I did. How do I have better ideas than our supposed leaders? How is this? How am I this visionary? And the so-called leaders are just the most closed-minded bag of dipshits I've ever seen in my life. Every moron in the Senate that let this happen, you're the dumbest, worst people out there. We could put all these people to work fixing the environment. But I guess what? We're just going to have drought. We're going to have drought. We're not going to have enough food, which is going to cause instability. And there's going to be food riots, and that's going to be fun. Don't food riots sound fun? Sweet. That's what you get when you get Joe Biden's middle ground climate policy. That's what you get when you smear, shame, lie about progressives, which is what the Democratic Party has done wholesale, man. When you get mad at progressives rather than the corporate Democrats, when you blame Hillary's loss on Burn Bros and Jill Stein, really the little old Green Party that has has a coffee can full of change compared to the Democratic Party's billions of dollars. Something done, right? Or blame progressives. Now let's blame progressives. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's it. That's why Nina Turner lost. It wasn't the big corporate Democratic machine. It was Nick Brana. Me and Nick Brana in our little interview on my YouTube channel that fucking 6 lefties watch, that nobody gives a shit about, doesn't move the needle at all. We're the reason Nina Turner lost. It makes sense. I get it. I totally get misguided logic. There's a quote I heard from an anonymous activist that says the right looks for recruits, the left looks for traitors. Why don't you fucking shut up about a comedian who tweeted about wanting a fucking COVID test at his dumb little comedy shows and pull your head out of your ass and try to stop us from fucking climate collapse? Or keep being a fuckhead. I don't care. We're all going to die. So way to go. Boom. Hey, everybody, it's Graham Elwood. We are going on the road, Ron Placone and I, in September and October. Check grahamelwood.com for tour dates, probably coming to a city near you. A lot of these shows have sold out in the past. We haven't been on the road in a year and a half because of the pandemic. Come out and join us. The post-pandemic comedy tour. Go to grahamelwood.com for tickets. New cities being announced every day. Join us and support what we do at patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Blockchain cryptocurrency platform. Thank you. You're making Gotham great again.